Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to be talking about credit card debt and how much your credit cards could actually be costing you. So we're finally going to, show you guys some calculators, how we figure out the numbers when we're doing budgeting videos. Some considerations for this video: we're going to use the national APR average for a credit card, which is 16.38%, and the average minimum payment, which is 2%. If you need the links to this website and to the budget Excel spreadsheet that we have online, they'll be in the description below. Alright, let's dive right in. So where do credit card companies actually make most of their money? Well, it's done from three things. The interest on your debt, obviously, that's where they make a lot of their money. The fees charged to the cardholders, and the transaction fees paid by businesses that accept your credit cards. So those are the three ways that they make money. The fees being charged to you are annual fees. So if you have a high rewards card or a very high rate, you're probably getting charged some sort of annual fee. And of course, people with less than great credit will get some sort of annual fee attached to their credit cards. Cash advance fees, so anytime you go to an ATM, they're going to charge you like 2 to 5% approximately. You have balance transfer fees, which is 3 to 5%. So let's say you're trying to do some debt consolidation, you're trying to pay one credit card off with another credit card. However you end up doing that, they can charge you 3 to 5% of your total balance just for transferring those funds. And lastly, some late fees. So if you don't already have a recurring payment set, at least for the minimum, I would suggest setting that up just in case you don't want to have a late fee, because that can mess up your credit score as well. Alright, so can you afford to be paying more, and how much will it really affect your debt? So if you've watched the debt optimization video, or if you haven't, I would definitely suggest doing it after this one. You can really start to see how much just paying a little bit more, or 1% more, 2% more, which is basically 50 to 100% more of what you're already paying, can really start to hack away at the debt and take away the interest that you're paying. And if we look at this example, which is just one credit card, $4,000, national average APR, minimum payment, you're looking at $80 a month. Right, so maybe this individual took out a credit card, but they got a credit card and they're like, hey, I need to go buy a bed and some furniture, so they put it all on the credit card, and they're like, I'm just going to pay the minimums, no big deal, right? I'll have it paid off in a couple of years probably. They don't really think about it, and they're just paying month to month to month and not really paying attention to their balance. Well, in reality, they're going to end up paying for 347 months, and it's going to end up costing them a total of $11,500, right? It's pretty insane to think about. So where are we getting those numbers from? Click View Report. And so for a total of 28 years and 11 months, that's how long it's going to take for this individual to pay off $4,000 in debt using just the bare minimum of starting with $80 a month. Remember, we said 2% minimum, so your minimum payment's going to change each month. It's not going to stay $80. It's going to reduce with the amount of principal that you owe. So if you go down here, $4,000, 16%, $8 a month, it's going to cost you $7,500 in interest. It's going to take you 28 years and 11 months to pay this off. So for a total of $11,500. So let's see over here the payment schedule. $80, $54 in interest, and $25 in principal. So remember, your principal is the actual amount that you borrowed. The interest is just the cost of you borrowing that money. So out of 80 bucks, only 25 of it is going to your actual principal. The next month, you see your principal went down by a little bit, but so does your monthly payment. And so that way, you're still paying a high amount of interest, month after month after month. Once you get down to 1 year, you've only paid $300 on your principal, but you've paid, over $900, and you've only knocked out $300 of your actual debt. You can scroll all the way down here, 120 months, and you're finally paying the same amount of interest that you were paying in principal 10 years ago. So 120 months, $25 in principal, in interest, is the same amount you were paying in principal on month one. So if you look at this, it's just absolutely insane how much money you're spending on interest, how much money you're giving these companies just to have that debt, when maybe you could budget a little bit better and knock this debt out a heck of a lot faster. But let's go to a more realistic example, right? Most people, we can agree, have more than one credit card. Now, whether they have a remaining balance or running balance month to month, varies per situation, but in general, most of us have more than one credit card. So this individual or this situation, they have 4 credit cards, 4,000, 2,500, 1,000, and 3,000, varying interest rates, varying monthly payments, and you can see here the interest that they're paying. Boom, boom, boom. So for $10,000 in debt, they're going to end up paying $14,000 total. $2,400, or basically $25,000, and it's going to take them the same amount of time, 28 years, because of this one, right? This is the longest one. Go down here and you can see total they're going to end up having to pay $265 a month bare minimum, and 157 of it's going to interest. It's just absolutely insane, right? So hide the report. What do you think is going to happen if we change this just to 3%? Boom, $120 a month. It's going to cut it down to 170 months, and you're only going to pay $7,000. Before we were paying $11,500. Now we're just paying $7,000. So you're still paying $3,000 in interest, but you're saving yourself thousands of dollars by paying $40 extra a month. Or let's go to 4%, which doubles your monthly payment. So you're going to start off at $160 a month, but it's going to take you down to where you're only paying $2,000 in interest throughout the life of this, and it's only 119 months. So let's say, since this one cost you the most debt, you decided to focus on this one credit card because you had a little bit of extra cash. So let's view the report again. Now it's going to take you 16 years instead of 28 years, which, that's a pretty big reduction. It's not perfect, but it's a pretty big reduction. And you're going to end up spending $8,700 in interest. So it's saving you, $6,000 compared to what you were paying before. So once again, not perfect, but that's a big amount. That's a nice chunk of change. That's some progress, right? And so maybe you can start paying some of these other credit card downs a little bit, however you can budget it. But you definitely want to look at the debt optimization video that we have and just try and figure out the best way to, balance your funds. Still have fun, yes, but pay down some of these cards because they're just absolutely killing everybody. The amount of interest that you're paying is absolutely insane. Well, let's look here. See, you can see it changed your payment, right? So you have that 160 instead of 80, but look, now you're paying more principal than interest because you upped your own minimum as opposed to paying the credit card minimum. So that's a big difference right off the bat. You can see right there, month one. Alright, hopefully this video was helpful. You can use these calculators, play around with them, kind of see how you want to budget your own budget. Let us know if you have any questions, and